I had every intention of asking Roger Goodell specifically about Colin Kaepernick last night, but he offered those thoughts before I got there. He mentioned Colin Kaepernick specifically and by name before I did, and I thought that was significant if you look back at the video he released last week and some of the reaction to that. So I wanted to share that this morning as we begin the conversation. Having said it, Marcus, what is your reaction to what Roger said last night?
Gee, I think it was important for him to say that, and important for a lot of people to hear. But quite frankly, it has no merit or validity until one of the 32 owners or a few of the 32 owners welcome Colin Kaepernick back into their team and back into the fold. Look, listen, there are guys being signed in the NFL, and since this whole thing transpired, that we knew Colin Kaepernick was a better quarterback then. So let's get away from the he's been out of football this long, and listen, he's talented. He can go in and help a team. And that doesn't mean give Colin Kaepernick a job for the sake of PR and because it looks good and this time is convenient, because that's a lot of the opposite side and a lot of people that I've been talking to as far as Colin Kaepernick. Yes, it would be the perfect time. It's not as uncomfortable anymore to welcome Colin Kaepernick back into the fold. It's not as uncomfortable to sign Colin Kaepernick. He was a lone ranger out there at the beginning, and then Eric Reed and obviously Kenny Stills and a bunch of players entered into what he was doing and kneeling and protesting police brutality. But now you're to the point where, yeah, it's great to hear Roger Goodell say that, and he encourages that. It's great to hear Troy Vincent, the vice president of the NFL, say that, and also said that prior to this years ago. The bottom line is 32 owners in the NFL, head coaches, general managers. Colin Kaepernick works out. He's good enough to make your roster. If he's an upgrade or a significant upgrade over a possible backup that you've signed in this time, you should sign him. Football for players has always been about what is your talent? Can you help us win? I believe Colin Kaepernick can still help a team win, whether that be in the capacity of a backup. So it's going to be up to the owners. But kudos to Roger Goodell for saying it, but it obviously has no effect until one of these owners, coaches, GMs decide to sign him to a team if he's available, ready, and can play and contribute. With all of that caveat in there, because it's still football and you still have to help your team win.
Rob, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Marcus on this. Look, Colin Kaepernick is a good quarterback. And how many quarterbacks on the street are out there that have led their team one play away from winning a Super Bowl? So giving him an opportunity, I feel, is the right thing to do. And as a football player, all you want to do is you want to get on that field and you want to just go out there and show everybody that you can still play. Because once you get on the field, there is no hiding. You go out there and you either perform or you don't. And I feel that he has the skill set. He can go out there and perform. And I don't want him to be signed during the regular season. I want him signed early. I want to see him signed now so he can go out there. And I don't know what preseason games we're going to have. I don't know what we're going to have as far as training camp, but I want to see him have the opportunity to compete. Because if you have that opportunity, all you ask for is a chance. As a football player, you just want a chance. Just give me a chance to go out there and perform and show you what I can do. And I believe that if he has that opportunity, he's going to show a lot of people that he still has the talent to play at a very high level.
So, Marcus, look, I'm not a scout.
And G.
Yeah, go ahead.
G, let me just say this too. When you look at the trend of the NFL, let's talk a little football. When you look at what's happening in the league right now, Colin Kaepernick was one of the first carbon copies of what we see transpiring of actual football and having success in this league. And I'm not going to compare him to Lamar Jackson or Russell Wilson or anybody like that. But Colin Kaepernick was the dual threat guy that blew us away with his ability to run and throw the ball downfield when he was with San Francisco and Harbaugh. So from a football standpoint, if you look at the trends of the league right now, Colin Kaepernick's skill set fits what the narrative in the league is as far as your quarterback being able to do more than just throw from the pocket.
Yes, I'll take that a step farther. What I was going to say is that I think sometimes, because Colin Kaepernick is now is so directly connected to something so much larger than any of this, people forget how good he was. You can compare him to Russell Wilson easily. You can compare him to Lamar Jackson easily. You can compare him to a lot of people. You can compare him. He didn't have the longevity at it, but this is a guy who ran for 180 yards in a playoff game, led his team to a Super Bowl, and at one point, Ron Jaworski, who was a very credible judge of quarterback talent, said he thought he could be the best quarterback in the league. He was a great player, and he's only 32 years old. Now, I can't tell you what 4 years off is going to do to a player, but Marcus, let's not talk like this guy was trending towards becoming a backup. He was one of the 10 or so best quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yep. No doubt. You are exactly right, G.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Go ahead, Nick.
No, I was just saying I played against Colin Kaepernick, and he changed the game early. I mean, it was so hard to play against a guy like that, and I know because we had to prepare against him. Yeah,
I'm sorry, our delay there.
Yeah,
and go ahead, Marcus.
To that point, you go into Lambeau and you win a playoff game and you beat Aaron Rodgers playing the way you play, and then obviously going to the Super Bowl and having success against the Ravens, even though they lost that game. So to your point, G, and I echo that. It ain't like we talking about somebody that was just getting by in the NFL. We talking about a dude that was a budding star in the NFL. Yes, he had his season wasn't as great as the season we saw him go to the Super Bowl after that, but he still was playing at a level, obviously, that you can play at in the NFL, and probably would be an upgrade. Would be an upgrade over a lot of backups, but also with the potential to start.